Welcome back to my channel, Stardust Stories, where I aim to tell my stories in order to help someone overcome heartache and pain in their lives, by realizing that no matter what your circumstances, you have the power within you to overcome anything. Let me start this episode with this quote. How would your life be different if you stopped validating your victim mentality? Let today be the day you shake off your self-defeating drama and embrace your innate ability to recover and achieve. By Steve Maraboli. Looking back on my life, I now realize that one of my biggest personal issues was, and still is, that I tend to give people way too many chances. That I was a very slow learner. Because people are who they are. They don't change. It is only circumstances that change. And that when people show you their true colors, you should take note. If people do not want to change their ways or behavior, there is nothing that you can do or say to change that. We cannot change other people. They have to change themselves. Each of us are responsible for our own lives and our own happiness. When we think back on our lives, we tend to remember the good things very vividly, while we bury the negative or bad things deep down. A coping mechanism, I think. But if we are very honest with ourselves, we'll realize that it's actually the bad things that helped us to grow. We learn from them. We need to acknowledge them, for they taught us the lessons we had to learn. But because we are all just humans, we tend to rather focus on the good and happy times. And that is good too. Memories are good. But what if your memories are so full of mixed emotions? Emotions of love, loneliness, heartbreak, anger, despise. What do you make of them? What do you hold on to then? I quickly settled into my new life and my job at the hotel. The kids and I settled into our new accommodation, and for the first time in a long time, I felt at ease. I enjoyed the freedom of not having to worry what my husband would be up to, when the next drama session would be, and it brought me peace. Added to that, the life on the farm where the hotel was situated was calm and peaceful, and that was also good for me. Working in a hotel was new to me, and as the hotel was not officially opened when I started there, we were working crazy hours to get everything ready and all the systems and training in place before the grand opening. But I enjoyed it so much. I learned a lot and I made some really good friends. I had a full-time carer looking after my kids, and because the cottage I stayed in was within walking distance, I could pop in and see them at any time. Life was really good. Eventually, after all the months of preparation, the day of the official opening of the hotel arrived. By this time, I was quite settled in, and my boss and his wife were really good to me. On the evening of the official opening ceremony and dinner, all the staff were keen to start their new business. And while we did not attend the actual dinner in the restaurant, we had a good staff meal and a couple of drinks on the bar patio while the guests enjoyed their meals in the restaurant. I was chatting to my new colleagues when the next moment my husband arrived unannounced. He was looking for me, but he was so drunk he couldn't even stand up straight. He started screaming at me in front of everybody there. He wanted to know why I'm not with the kids. What am I doing there? He was making such a scene, and no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get him out of there. He just wouldn't stop. My boss heard the commotion and he came to see what was going on. He immediately took my husband by the neck and walked him straight out the door, and in no uncertain way told him that he was never to set foot on the premises again. He then left, but by that time my evening was spoiled. I was so embarrassed. How could he come and cause such a scene at my new job? My boss saw how upset I was and told me to go to my room and be with my kids. I did that, but I was really not happy with what had happened and once again just realized what kind of a person he was and that he would never change. After that incident, I avoided any contact with my husband and I started divorce procedures. As I didn't have a lot of money at the time, my boss put me in touch with his lawyer and offered to help me financially to get the divorce going. The car that I drove at that stage was also in a really bad shape. And once again, my boss, who had another vehicle repair business, took my car and had it all sorted out so that it would be safe for me and the kids to travel with. Apart from that, I settled into my new job and I worked really hard. But I enjoyed every minute of it and life was relatively normal again. When another house on the farm became available, my boss offered it to me and the kids. And because we were still living in that one-bedroom cottage, it made such a big difference in our lives. And at last, the kids had some space to really be kids. And life was good again. Looking back at that period in my life, I realized that I had given my husband so many chances, so many opportunities to change. But as I said in the beginning of this episode, people don't change. And we cannot change people. We can only accept them for who they are. And we can choose to either be part of their story or not. That I was guilty of giving him way too many chances. But for the first time, I realized that no matter what, that part of my story was finally over. Nothing would ever again make me trust him or allow him to be part of my life ever again. It was finally over. In the next episode, I will tell you about my life after that. How my new chapter started. How my life took such a dramatic turn that I still some days do not believe that it actually happened. But it is part of my story and it needs to be told. Because everything that happened after that turned me into the person that I am today. That the mistakes I made was part of me and that I had to learn from that to become who I am today. I would like to end this episode with this quote because it resonates so deeply with me. If you could erase all the mistakes of your past, you would also erase the wisdom of your present. Remember the lesson, not the disappointment. Author unknown. Until next time, never forget, you are strong, you are loved, and you are special.